Well, one day she walked in the house, like a Tuesday afternoon, came home, and I began choking and coughing and smelled everything she had in her. It was apparently an air freshener, though I didn't know what it was. I said, my gosh, what's on your clothes? Take them off. So there's nothing on my clothes. And I said, well, where'd you have your coat? It's choking me. So she believed me, though she really couldn't smell much. She has Parkinson's, and they don't smell as well as somebody who doesn't have Parkinson's. And so she put her coat down the cellar and took her we changed her clothes, we put them on the back porch, but still in her hair. And she washed her hair, and I was better after that, more or less. And then this happened every single day for, I don't know, 8 or 9 months. And it was a routine now. When she came home from work from the hospital, she would have to change, but she would always wash her hair every other day, whatever. Sometimes I was okay with it, eating dinner. Other times I wasn't, and she would eat in the dining room, and I'd have to stay at the kitchen table to eat. Otherwise, I'd begin choking and bring up a lot of phlegm and trying to eat something, forget that. So I just go in the bathroom, take care of myself until it was over. Sometimes half an hour, sometimes an hour and a half.
Fabric softener and perfume in the ambient air clings to clothing and upholstered furniture in much the same way cigarette smoke does. That creates a major problem for people who react to fragrances.
We used to love to walk.
We can't walk now because whenever we go out walking, there's so much fragrance from the fabric softeners in the air. We can't even go for a walk now. We can't go to relatives' house for holidays.
Not together.
Because he mainly stays home because of the fabric softener, and he gets attacked. So we can't even go out on holidays now.
Yeah, I've missed 2 Thanksgivings and 2 Christmas Eves. A big thing with my aunt. Here's a thing. I used to run. I used to do stuff all day long, work all day, run, exercise. I'm 74 now. When I was 7, I was doing pull-ups, push-ups, a machine. Nothing to stop me.
Some nights he's been so bad, I wanted to call the EMR, but he doesn't want me to call the EMR and bring him to the hospital because the hospital has the fragrances, and he's afraid he's going to get worse, so he won't go to the emergency room.
Chris took a video of himself having an attack the night after we had filmed him.
I guess the medicine is wearing off when you guys were here. What's happening? It's running down mostly the left side here, getting caught down in here. He gets hung up here.
I'm Tara Batista. I'm a registered nurse at the VA hospital in Bedford, Massachusetts. I joined the Army when I was 18, and at age 19, I was sent to the Gulf War in 1990 and 91. I had exposure to carc paint, nerve agent, petroleum products, chlorine gas, oil well fires, all sorts of chemicals, and developed chemical sensitivity, migraines, multiple symptoms since then. In 2008, I started working as a registered nurse at the VA hospital in Bedford, Massachusetts. It was a struggle in the beginning because I was exposed with chemical sensitivity, exposed to scented products. My boss at the time saw me struggling and saw I was a good nurse, so she had a PhD person come and do an educational training about multiple chemical sensitivity, explaining why, with rationale to the staff, why they needed to refrain from wearing scented products because I'm sensitive and get very sick. One of my biggest problems was so many days I would develop a migraine from the staff's perfume, and I had to continue working. I couldn't afford to leave, and I just remember how difficult it was, and I really think the training as an Army medic is what got me through it, because you have to keep going.
Sorry, I'm getting fatigued, so I'm trying to just ride the waves and hold my energy together to get through.
Believe it or not, that was Jen on one of her good days. We had also filmed her the day after a doctor's appointment. Jen told us that exposure to air fresheners and diesel fumes in the private medical transport that had taken her to that appointment had caused this temporary but sharp decline in her condition.
Another striking thing is that many of our patients are much more reactive to strong odors than they were before. Not always with exactly the same kind of reaction that they'll experience when they're exposed to cigarette smoke or bus exhaust, but they notice these odors more and find themselves reacting physically unpleasantly to these odors in ways they never did before. I have patients who cannot walk into a department store cosmetic area without experiencing shortness of breath and chest tightness in ways they never did before. I have patients who cannot get on an elevator where someone is wearing strong perfume or cologne without experiencing fairly intense respiratory reactions. We don't always understand why this is so, but it is extremely commonly reported among our World Trade Center responders. And many of our patients say that they're simply unable to wear fragrances themselves or be around others, family members, friends who wear such fragrances because they simply can't tolerate them.
I know I can't use any type of cologne or aftershave. I can't take that smell. It's sort of like a burning inside my nostrils.
We were one of the first units into the South Tower. Last thing I remember seeing actually was a helicopter trying to go to one of the towers to get people off the tower. Hearing, someone say it was going to blow, and a humongous fireball. It looked like a meteor coming at us.
Bonnie had never had asthma before 9/11, but by the time the day was over, she had had 3 bad asthma attacks.
People just don't understand not being able to catch your breath, not being able to fill your lungs. It's such a horrible, horrible feeling. It feels like someone's crushing your chest and basically sucking everything out of you. I can't be in restaurants because, God forbid, someone has perfume on. I can go into a fit. I can feel nauseous and throw up. My throat can close up. The multiple chemical sensitivity issues that have come from 9/11 have not been addressed. Household cleaners. Oh my God. You just might as well pack me up at that point and just send me to the hospital.
I've been tracking the firefighters post 9/11, and what many have told me, and their medical reports have shown that they've become hypersensitive to other chemicals that are out there. They could be fine for a while. They have respiratory problems. They run 3/4 time, meaning that they're not on active duty, and boom, they'll come across perfume or other chemicals out there, even household cleaning chemicals, and they'll just become immobilized. Some of them just become so sick that they basically can't function on a daily level.